wondering how you can teach intuition. After all, you might have heard that it's a gift, it's not a skill. You either have it or you don't. But this is actually what's said about any skill before we understand the principles that underlie that skill. Think about music. A few hundred years ago, people said much the same thing about music. You were either born with it or not. But since then, we've come to understand the principles of music, that there are scales and mathematical relationships between the different frequencies and pitch and rhythm and all of these principles that go towards creating that beautiful piece of rock or classic or whatever it is that you're into. So with that, with understanding the principles, we can now teach anybody who is interested to at least get some of the basics down. And wherever they're at, whatever their natural gifts are, we can help them master those, get better at the music. And this is exactly what intuition is. Intuition, sure, some people are going to be gifted with it in a sense that they have more natural ability, just like music, but it is a skill. It is something that when you learn the underlying principles, you can develop it, and you can develop it to whatever level of mastery you're inspired to want to achieve. Sure, just like any skill, it takes practice, but that's up to you and how much you want to learn. It's understanding the principles that's the important thing. And this is one of the very exciting things that Fractology has to offer. By understanding the way that the cycles of energy work, that understanding the relationship between our left brain and our right brain and how we can translate between one and the other, understanding that a lot of intuition has got to do, like music, with the resonant properties of our reality, and understanding what it takes to really be aware of that. And also understanding that there are patterns that run through our reality and how to work with those patterns, which is our right brain logic. And this is probably the biggest reason why people say you can't teach intuition, is because the logic of your intuition, it's a pattern-based logic, which is quite different to the linear logic of your left brain. Think of a tree. When your left brain looks at the tree, it's going to look at all the little parts of the tree. So it's going to look at a leaf and the way the leaf is put together, and then how the leaf attaches to the twig. And by understanding all these little bits and pieces of data, it's going to build up a bigger and bigger picture in its attempt to understand a tree. The right brain works in the completely opposite way. The way your right brain works is it looks at a tree and it immediately gets the whole picture of the tree. And then it takes the next step, which is looks at the underlying pattern or structure of that tree. And from that, it very quickly can perceive where the tree is in alignment with that pattern, so where the tree is healthy, and where the tree is out of alignment with that pattern, where it has a parasite or a fungus, mistletoe, or where it's become broken or distorted. Now, that is right brain pattern-based logic at work. We can all do this. I know you can do that. So that means that just like anybody else, you have up here the equipment that you need in order to learn intuition. You just need to understand the principles in order to develop conscious skill around your intuition, and that we can teach.